Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. So I wanted to film more of these this summer and kind of like have them for once a month, but that didn't happen. So you're going to get 2 of them, and then hopefully in 2025, I can't believe I'm already talking about 2025, I will be able to get some more of these up. Maybe I could get one up in late December. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Anyway, today I wanted to go over all of the perfumes in my collection that have the note of pistachio in them. Not praline, not other nutty notes, just pistachio. And I'm just doing the perfumes because I know I have some body sprays and stuff that have that as well. I do have one oil in here, but I wanted to kind of showcase it as well. Before we get started, please do consider liking and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Let me know your favorite pistachio fragrances, and if there's any that you think that I really need to try, let me know down below. So I have 8 fragrances in my collection. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I have 9. I have 9 fragrances in my collection that have a note of pistachio. So I wanted to smell them, kind of talk through them, and tell you what my favorites are from these that feel like they're the most pistachio. All right, we're going to start with one that I was a little surprised had pistachio in it. This is Daisy Love Pop by Marc Jacobs. This came out this past year. It is their newest flanker of the limited edition flankers. And I did not realize it had pistachio in it. So our notes on this one are cloudberry and bergamot. Middle notes are whipped cream and pistachio. So there's that pistachio. Base notes are benzoin and musk. To be honest, I don't get a lot of the pistachio in here. I get a lot of the fruitiness. I get some sweetness, but not a nutty sweetness. Just more of a creamy sweetness. So if you were looking for a pistachio, I wouldn't say that this is a prominent pistachio note, but it is still really pretty, and I do love it. I love all of my Daisy line, but it's not the most pistachio of the line of them all. Next up, we have one that I was also surprised had pistachio in it, and it is Boss Babe by Missguided. These are the most fun bottles. I do love the bottles. The tops look like a can of soda, and you just press down on that, and that is your sprayer. So our notes on this one, I keep spraying on my iPad, which is probably not the best thing. Top notes are pistachio, pear, and bergamot. Middle notes are almond milk, orange, magnolia, and rose. Base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, patchouli, amber, sandalwood, and musk. So you should be getting a lot of nuttiness, I feel like, from this. There is some nuttiness. I don't know if I would necessarily count this as a nutty fragrance. Kind of in the same way that I feel like I don't get nut like an almond immediately from Perfect by Marc Jacobs. So it's kind of in the background. I'm getting it a little bit more as it settles a little bit. It's a nice fragrance. I should probably wear this on my skin more. I don't even know if I've worn this one, to be honest. I have a lot of fragrances. Don't always wear them all. Sometimes just keep reaching for the same ones over and over again. This one, I'm getting it more now. I'm seeing where they're coming from. I'm seeing that there is some nuttiness in it. So if you want something that is not as nutty forward and super sweet as some of the ones that are coming up, Boss Babe is a good one. This one still is sweet though, but not sweet in a gourmand nutty way, if that makes sense. A little bit more fruitiness with this one. So there's that one. The other nice thing about that line is that they're pretty inexpensive. You can find them on sale. All right, our last one that is not necessarily nutty, advertised as a nutty set, is La Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraiche. This is by Guerlain. I love my Guerlain La Petite Robe Noire collection. They are some of my favorite scents. This is my smallest of them all, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I only have the little 1 ounce in this one. This one is so interesting. There are so many notes going on. These always have a lot of notes. So our notes are lemon, bergamot, mandarin orange, and orange blossom. Middle notes are almond blossom, sour cherry, freesia, strawberry, raspberry, peach, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, and jasmine sandalwood. Base notes are pistachio, almond, vanilla, tonka bean, patchouli, and white musk. You have so much going on in this. What it comes down to is a kind of tart, fruity scent. And it's refreshing. It's like a refreshing tart scent. It's definitely a summertime scent for me, and I don't necessarily get a lot of nuttiness from it. Maybe it's there in the background, but it's kind of a dry green type of a nuttiness, if that makes sense. So more kind of along the lines of Daisy Love Pop, not necessarily something that I would count as a nutty fragrance. I think I get more of that nuttiness from Boss Babe. Then we have kind of two camps in terms of fragrances. We have the more praline heavy ones, and then we have the more airy ones, and then we have Girls of Now too, which we're going to talk about. So let's talk about more the Cheirosa 62 vibe, which is the pistachio and praline. So there's a more heavy caramel note to that. So the first one I want to talk about is praline and pistachio. This one I picked up at TJ Maxx, $14.99. Probably should take the price tag off, but meh. So True Fragrances put out several different fragrances around the same time, and this was their praline one. So the top notes are caramel and coconut. You definitely get that caramel. I can smell it already. Middle notes are pistachio, praline, and marshmallow. Base notes are vanilla, cappuccino, honey, and sandalwood. It's kind of interesting. Some of the scent notes in here, I do get that there's a lot of nuttiness. There's a lot of caramel, and almost smells a little bit like kettle corn to me. Like there's almost a popcorn note in there as well. It's nice. Is it something I want to wear? Not necessarily, but now I'm smelling it. I'm like, I'm liking it a little more than I used to. Smell it a little salty. There's like some saltiness in there too. I feel like it's almost a salted caramel. So there's that one. You get some nuttiness, but it is a very sweet, very caramel forward scent, more so than nutty, I feel. And along the similar lines is Pistachio Pleased by Finery. Given this color, I thought this was going to be more of a dupe for Kayali. It is not. This is more along the lines of that Cheirosa 62. So these are relatively inexpensive. They're in the 20-something range. This is kind of interesting because it's almost a hybrid between Cheirosa 62 and Kayali, because there's a lightness to it. It's not as heavy and it's not as caramely as the other ones. So our notes are vanilla, pistachio, milk, and tonka bean. It definitely is not this, but it's not quite Cheirosa 62. I do not own that perfume. I do not plan to own that perfume. I don't know if I'll ever even pan my little 1 ounce like body spray of it. It's growing on me slightly, but to me, it's not really, I don't know. I guess there's some nuttiness there, but I'm getting, it's more of a clean type of a scent, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. Then we go into a fragrance oil. I'm not going to try to spray this because I can't. I also picked this one up at Marshall's. They've changed the bottle now and they have like a dropper style. But this is Pistachio Dream from Sand and Fog. It's definitely a dupe of Kayali Yum. So our notes on this are pistachio and almond. I get the almond. The almond kind of mellows it out a little bit from some of the other fragrances, like the Cheirosa 62 and the Finery and the Praline and pistachio. Then we have middle notes of marshmallow and sugar. Base notes are vanilla and brown sugar. There's a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet, if that makes sense. I feel like it is a pretty good dupe of Kayali Yum. So let's talk about Kayali Yum. So our notes on this are pistachio, gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. I did not know what to expect with this. The first time I smelled it, I was like, I don't like this at all. Like, the initial spray is not my favorite on this whatsoever. If you add in to Fragrantica, they're saying the top notes are pistachio, ice cream, bergamot, hazelnut, rum, and cardamom. Middle notes are lily of the valley, pear, jasmine, peony, geranium, raspberry, and white peach. Base notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, tonka bean, lucum, sandalwood, cacao, and cedar. So there's a lot more that are listed on Fragrantica. I don't know if I agree with all of those. I definitely get that there's a bergamot in here because on initial smell of this one, there's something citrusy, almost cleanery about it, and that put me off at first. But then I sprayed it on my skin and I let it develop, and oh my gosh, when it develops, it's amazing. I do get compliments on this fragrance. I have gotten compliments. I wore this to the fair last year, and one of my friends came up and hugged me, and they're like, "You smell amazing," and that was what I was wearing. I had gone through a travel spray of this already, and then this is where I am right now with this one. So yes, I like this one a lot, but it is not as sickly sweet as the last two that I talked. Well, these are pretty good dupes, but it's not as sickly sweet as the pralines and pistachio or the finery one. They have a little bit of airiness to them. Then we come to Girl of Now Shine. Oh my gosh, I love this scent. It's very hard to find in the United States. You have to order it from the gray market for sure. Oh, this is almost more of a honeyed type of pistachio. It's richer. It feels like it's cooked a little bit, but it's not like the sickeningly sweet of praline and pistachio and pralines. It's not like that. This is like you've taken honey and you've taken pistachios and you're making like you creamed them, if that makes sense. That sounds so weird, but top notes are pistachio, pear, and mandarin orange. Middle notes are almond, orange blossom, and magnolia. Base notes are almond milk, tonka bean, cashmere, and patchouli. I don't get the patchouli in this at all. I know some people don't like patchouli. I'm not usually a patchouli fan. Like, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. How can I describe it? There is a nuttiness. There is a nuttiness. There is a overt sweetness to this, but in the most absolutely delicious way. Almost a little bit of spiciness in there. Something just giving it a little extra oomph. But if, like, in the true sense of a gourmand, like, this smells edible. But it also smells like nothing I've ever eaten. Maybe like pistachio marzipan. That sounds really good. I like marzipan. It's delicious. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite scents. And then I also do have the flanker of it, which is Girl of Now Shine. This one I've heard has been discontinued. Once again, not available in the States, so a little difficult to tell sometimes what's been discontinued and what hasn't been. This one is distinct from Girl of Now. So our notes on this one are pineapple, pistachio, pear, mandarin orange. Middle notes are bitter almond, orange blossom, jasmine, and ylang ylang. Base notes are vanilla, iris, and patchouli. So this one has more fruitiness to it. Still get a lot of that nuttiness, but it's not as sweet and it's not as rich. I feel like it's almost like you have like a pineapple pound cake that you've made with like almond flour instead of regular flour. So it's a little bit more density to it, but there's still that sweetness. There's still some spiciness to it, like cooking spices. It's so good. So it's another one that I absolutely love. Of my pistachios, I would say Girl of Now Shine is a lot. And I know that I don't have the biggest dents, but I've been trying to savor some of these. I don't wear them as much as I should because they're hard to find, and I know that they're hard to find. So Girl of Now Shine is definitely a love. Girl of Now is a love. This one has, I mean, you can see this one has a larger dent. Once again, not indicative of like how much I love them. Boss Babe is one that I need to wear more. I will admit to that. I fully need to wear that one more because it's one I completely neglected. Finery Please was a disappointment. I was expecting it to be more like Kayali, Yum, and it wasn't. It's okay. It's okay, but it's not a love. I would say this one is a strong light. The La Petite Robe Noire Eau Fraiche, it's a like. It's not a love. It's not my favorite of the line. But it's still good. I really enjoyed this one. This is a strong like too. I don't know if this is not my favorite in the Daisy Love line, nor is it my favorite pop that they put out this year. This was probably, I don't remember if I said it was my least favorite. I feel like I really liked a couple of the other ones this year. It's a strong like as well. Pralines and Pistachio, this is okay. This is not a love. Oh gosh, it's so strong. It's so strong. It's not one that I would reach for automatically. It's one that I'd be like, oh, I should try it, and then maybe grow to love it, but it's not a love right away. I would say Kayali became a love. This is one that I really do enjoy as well. And like I said, I already finished a travel spray of it. And Pistachio Dream, I would say, is a love as well. Or maybe a strong like because it is an oil, so you have to, roll it on instead of spraying it. I like the experience of spraying a little bit better. But I think overall there's a lot of strong contenders in here, a lot of good fragrances. And if you're looking for pistachio, you can't go wrong with almost any of these. I don't think any of them are terrible. I just think it comes down to what your taste is. So let me know if you have any of these fragrances. Let me know which ones you would recommend of your own pistachios. And let me know if you think there's something else I should add to my collection. Let me know down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.